Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. I'm so excited we get to show you one of our very own people. Josephine Mikhail is here, and she's going to be talking about workers' compensation and benefits. It's a timely topic. It's the time when companies kind of look at their employee staff, they reevaluate to where they are standing, especially with benefits. It's a good way to keep employees, keep loyal employees, rather than having them go to somebody else for a buck more an hour. If they've got benefits, they might think twice about making that change. And of course, workers' compensation is required, and Josephine is the expert in that world, and she's going to be telling us all about it as a licensed agent, insurance agent, and property and casualty and life and health. I'm so excited that she is that. She actually accomplished that, which is wonderful. Congratulations on that part.
Thank you.
Please stay tuned to the end of our webinar because I'm going to tell you about the upcoming events. I've got some great webinars coming up on the horizon, but for now, we've got the best one going with Josephine. Josephine, take it away.
Thank you. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. Thank you, Sandra, for that introduction. We are here today to talk about workers' compensation and benefit solutions. Before we get started, I thought it would be good to tell you a little bit about myself. So as Sandra, that's me, just in case you need another visual. Just as Sandra mentioned, I am Josephine Mikhail. I started with PayrollCentric back in 2006. I helped found Centric Insurance Solutions in 2013. I am licensed in property and casualty as well as life and health. I've been married for 25 years. And if you're wondering by my name, who I'm married to, yes, I'm married to Baha Mikhail, who founded PayrollCentric. We've been married, 25 years. Isn't that amazing? I'm a boy mom. We have 3 boys. Our oldest is about to start a graduate program in physical therapy. My second son is in his second year at the University of Notre Dame. And then my little one is 14, although he's taller than me now, not so little, but I'm so thankful that he's so spaced out from his brother so that I still have somebody at home with me. So I am very active with my church. I do a lot with our youth group. I serve Sunday school. I help with the youth meetings. So I guess I love kids. I surround myself with all ages of them. So that's just a little bit about me. Let's see. So now today we're going to talk about some benefits. But as you know, PayrollCentric was originally founded in 2005. That's when we started. I didn't come on board right away as a payroll processing service. So that was our main mission. And we were focused on building relationships with our clients with customized solutions because not everybody is the same. We created programs that integrate with human resource applications, time and attendance, accounting software, workers' compensation carriers, and then over time, we created integrations for more payroll efficiencies, and our business naturally expanded its product service offering to PayrollCentric. That's where we have the name from. Solutions such as time and attendance, human resources, background. So a lot of times that stuff was kind of third party and outside. But then as we grew and we saw the need and we saw that all that is related to payroll, we started bringing a lot more product offerings in-house. And with that in mind, we continued our growth into workers' compensation and health insurance with the purpose of providing more solutions to our PayrollCentric clients through Centric Insurance Solutions. So we didn't start off going, we now want to start another company selling insurance. We saw the need from our clients because a lot of the big companies out there were doing just that. And the big reason for that is all the payroll, all the information you need for workers' compensation and for health insurance is in payroll. So it was just natural for us to start that and bring it in-house. One of the other reasons that we did that as well is we were referring this out to a lot of people. So we had a lot of agent relationships, and some of our clients, they were constantly coming back to us to help with everything still. So it just made sense for us to go ahead and start Centric Insurance in 2013. So we've been doing insurance, and I personally have been doing insurance for 10 years now. And I've learned a lot along the way. So workers' compensation. Now, this is kind of like the baby for us. It's what helped us go into insurance because it goes hand in hand with payroll. If you, the premiums are calculated based on actual payroll. So we had the opportunity, and we started off with the Hartford, and then a lot of carriers joined in to offer the pay-as-you-go program to our clients. So basically what that means is traditional workers' comp, you have to estimate your payroll and you have to come up with a big deposit, and then you go through the audit at the end of the year. With the pay-as-you-go, most of the time there is no deposit. There's automatic premium withdrawals. So every time you process payroll, a file is sent to the carrier, the workers' comp carrier. They look and see how much payroll it is by class code, and then they direct debit your account for the premium. So it's not based on estimated payroll, it's based on the actual payroll they're getting from the payroll company. And then when it's time for the audit, it's a much smoother experience because they've been getting the payroll all along. So if for some reason you had to, reduce your payroll for a little bit of time, it adjusts accordingly. If all of a sudden you've had phenomenal growth and need to hire like 3 more people, it's captured in real time. So at the audit, you don't have to worry about paying a large amount of money in 30 days because you miscalculated at the beginning how much your payroll was going to be. So it just simplifies the process. And what are some of the reports they ask for? They ask for the wages for the policy year. That's easily accessible in Dash. You just run a report, a labor distribution report, or the register. Both of those reports provide the information. And then they need copies of your 941s. They do that because they want to make sure that the payroll reported is accurate. So between those 2 reports, you've got that section covered, and those are easily accessible again in the Dash system. And then overall, it helps with cash flow. So any successful business has financial security if they're managing their cash flow well. So this way you're not struggling at the end of the year saying, oh my gosh, I have to come up with another $12,000 with 30 days notice. So cash flow management is key. Now, I do have to mention not all policies qualify for pay-as-you-go. Industries that are high risk don't necessarily have pay-as-you-go as an option, especially if they're a new business. Sometimes carriers want to see established history. They want to see that, they've been paying for workers' comp for 2, 3, 4 years and they have no incidents, then they're willing to take on that risk. But if it's like a law office, an attorney office, any professional services, even restaurants, those are all really good candidates for pay-as-you-go. But again, this is something we discuss and we explore one-on-one when we review. Let's see, who do we work with? We work with all the top-rated A++ carriers. AmTrust and the Hartford are ones that we have direct feeds integrated directly through the payroll system with. And then Liberty Mutual, Employers, Travelers, Berkshire Hathaway Guard, which has like 4 different companies under them. We have access to all of those. Pie Insurance is a new one that's on the market. They've been pretty aggressive lately, and they've been taking on some high risk policies, and they've been advertising. I don't know if any of you are in LA, but they are literally advertising on the radio. So we do have a Pie Insurance connection, and we have some clients that we've placed with them. And obviously there's many, many more. It just depends on, the best rate for your company and the best coverage. So that's kind of the workers' comp insurance side. That's what got us into the whole insurance world, because it made sense for us because it goes hand in hand with payroll. Let's see. Now, health insurance, we're going to switch gears over here. The benefits of working with PayrollCentric on the health insurance side, well, we're a broker, and Centric Insurance is a broker agency, so we have access to multiple carriers. Pretty much all the carriers across the states we have access to. We're knowledgeable. We've helped many companies come up with the best strategy and best product offering for their employees. You might have a company with only 10 employees and you want 4 different carriers. In a normal world, that wouldn't be possible because there's all kinds of compliance and enrollment requirements. But when you review with us, we can make that happen because we have access to California Choice, which is one of those companies that allows you to have multiple carriers so that you can kind of appease everybody. And then you don't run into those little you have to have 50% enrollment and at least 1 carrier, all these requirements. So we help navigate all that. And just simplify the process overall. And then we have online enrollment with the Ease platform, which I'll go ahead and talk about that a little bit later. And then, we already are managing the employees because all the data is in the payroll system. Like I said, first step for setting up health insurance is even just to explore your options, you need a census. A census consists of the employee demographics. It's where do the employees live? What's their social, what's their date of birth, because that's the main driver in the cost, right? Their date of birth, when were they hired, all that stuff, it's all in the payroll system. So what we usually do is we run a census report out of the system, we send it off to the employer to review, and then sometimes there might be owners who want to be included in health insurance, may not be, but they're not in the payroll system. So the employers will go ahead and add that information. And then that's the first step to start getting quotes and things. So again, it's all in the payroll system. When it comes to deductions, again, it goes right back to the payroll system. We set up the deductions for you and save you that step of having to worry about it. And then if there's any updates or compliance issues, we always make sure that you're in compliance. You got to get the benefit summaries to the employees after enrollment. We make sure they have access to that. So we just try to overall simplify this whole process. Let's see. So I said I would talk a little bit about our online enrollment platform. It's called Ease because it really is easy to use. Some of the key benefits for the employer and employee, I'll review over here. On the HR side, like we completely digitize the employee files. So no more stacks and stacks of applications on your desk that you have to scan and send in or drop off at your broker, or the broker needs to come by and pick up. None of that. It's all digital. It's all online. There's a dashboard and tracking tools to monitor enrollment process, the whole progress, I mean. So basically, we send out a welcome email and it has the login credentials for the employees. They look at it and then they go in and they make their selections. Well, we have tracking tools in place so that you can actually see who's opened it, who hasn't even come near the email, who's, finished their enrollment, and you can kind of see who's in progress. So it's really nice to be able to follow up with people because you know exactly what stage they are in the enrollment process. And then it just makes the whole enrollment process much faster. And employee enrollment applications are all electronically submitted to the carriers. Custom reports exist in there already for billing reconciliation, for payroll deductions, for plan comprehension. So if you're trying to figure out as an employer how much you're paying for benefits, the report is easily run. So it'll show you all the benefits, that are in there. So if you have medical and dental and vision and life insurance, it'll have it all on that report, and you'll be able to see how much you're paying versus what the employee portion is. So that's just some of the benefits on the employer side of it. And then for the employees, they have online access 24/7. So they can even access it from their phone. If they want to check their benefit summary, say they want to see how much they have to pay to go see a specialist, they can pull up their benefit summary. They can easily add their dependents, during open enrollment. They can compare the plans side by side. So if you offer 4, 5, 6 different plans, they can pull up the plan comparison sheet and look at them side by side to see, what makes the most sense for them. They get to see the cost per pay period as opposed to the monthly cost, and then they have to figure out how much is coming out of their paycheck. It tells them right then and there, based on which plan they choose, how much it's going to cost them. They digitally sign the applications, which is a great benefit because, again, if you have multiple offerings like medical, dental, vision, etc., you have multiple applications to sign. So this way they're digitally signed, it captures them all. So you don't have to call an employee back and say, oh, you forgot to sign on page 4, so it captures all that. And then again, they have access to their benefit summaries at all times. And that's one of the things that keeps you in compliance, because one of the things you have to do is after they make their selections, they have to view their benefit summary, or they have to have access to it. So this way they have access to it. So like I said, we just try to make the whole process simpler because it could be a bit overwhelming on the benefit side. And then if you already have benefits in place, it also makes sense to have us help you with them because, again, we're help managing it all to simplify the process for you. So we actually also have supplemental insurance products. So I don't know if you've given this a lot of thought, but one of the benefits of it, supplemental insurance is being like Aflac, your disability and cancer policies and accident policies. Let me tell you, I've got an accident policy and I put that thing to use. I have a lot of accidents between me and 3 boys. Let's see. So it's just extra benefits insurance for your employees. It strengthens your portfolio when you're recruiting because you have more to offer. And then it doesn't cost employers anything. You're just sponsoring the plan and giving your employees access to it. So one of the nice things about it, most of those policies are pre-tax. So they're reducing the employee as well as the employer tax expense. And then the policies move with the employees. So they just keep on moving. So if they switch jobs or anything, those policies go with them. So those are some of the other products that we have available as well, and we can help navigate through that. Other things to consider. We do have some more things that we do. Like I said, I am a licensed property and casualty and life and health agent, and I obviously have the other product line. So I write general liability, all the business owner policy. So general liability, employment practices and liabilities, which is big here in California. Cyber is growing like crazy because of the move to a lot of remote and a lot of exchange of information online in the workplace. So cyber insurance has increased tremendously. Errors and omissions, directors and officers, all those all those policies we can help you set up if you need them. And then the other thing is on the 401k side, we have a really strong referral relationship with some of the companies out here. And I mean, one of our referral partners has an amazing portfolio, and he also is really good about managing the 401k for you to just make it a lot simpler. And we have API integration. So that's brand new. We have API, which is application programming interfaces. So we have those integrations with all the top companies, some of the ones listed here, like John Hancock, CalSavers, Voya, all this information is communicated directly from the payroll system over to these different carriers. So it's just one of those added benefits of working with PayrollCentric. Let's see. That's it. I know your next question is going to be, how do I get started? So you can just let your payroll rep know you're interested, or you can call me directly. That's my information on the screen, jmikhail@payrollcentric.com. And that's my cell phone, always best way to get a hold of me. That's kind of it for right now. Do you guys have any questions?
That was great, Josephine. Thank you. I have a question on the API integration. That's a new acronym for me. I'm learning how to do that. But it would be great, I think, for our audience. Can you expand on what that means? Give me an example, or give us an example, or am I putting you on the spot?
Well, it's really technical. I don't think we want to talk about all that.
Okay.
It basically means that our programmers work behind the scenes to develop the integration so that our system talks to the systems at the different carriers. So
Okay.
it's basically program mapping in the background, that it's all the behind the scenes stuff. So we've had our programmers actively working because, we do manage our payroll system as well. So we have ownership in it. So we definitely keep our programmers working so that we constantly improve efficiencies. So one of the benefits of that is that we're improving efficiencies. No longer are we uploading via email and sending it to the client. The information is going directly to the carriers, and each carrier has a little bit of different requirements, and that's all been mapped behind the scenes by our programmers.
It's a perfect explanation. That's exactly what I wanted to hear. That's perfect. I love this presentation, Josephine. I think that sometimes employers and many of the people who are on this call are primarily on the payroll side. And so they might not realize that there's this really valuable information that the owners of the companies should see. And so what I'm going to ask you to do, if you're on this call, is to take the deck, which I will put in our next week's webinar invitation, or I can send it to you directly so you can forward it to the person who is the decision maker on such things as 401k, workers' compensation, and benefits. And Josephine is right. We do have some wonderful referring partners regarding 401k. And then behind the scenes, we can figure out a way to have that integrated with getting the money to your provider through ACH deductions. So that's good too. And then piggybacking on what Josephine presented today, next week we do have a guest presenter who is a specialist in the field. His name is Dave Kempton, and he has had a long-term relationship with us. And we've just added another person who Baja's very excited about, and I think that's probably who Josephine was referring to. We will have him present also in probably a month or so, as my calendar is pretty full. Yes. And so you'll have an opportunity to see both. And I think that Baja's very excited about Mr. Kim. And so we'll be having him very soon on a webinar to talk about 401ks, retirement plans, and how they integrate really well with payroll and other benefits. We are also going to be talking about deductions and getting deductions into Dash. We're going to revisit that because once you get your benefits, you're going to want to have those deductions taken care of. And so we want to be able to make sure you know how to do that or who to call to assist you with getting it done. And then, of course, we do record these webinars. And so you can have a side-by-side, step-by-step way to get it done by using, maybe you've got two monitors, one for the video going onward and another one to actually do it. I understand that one of our staff members does that as she's learning how to navigate Dash. She puts up the video that shows you how, and then she actually does it in real time while she watches it step by step and pauses the video, does it, and then goes back to the next step. I think that's a brilliant idea. I'm a show me kind of a person. I'm not watch a video, do it, but her method is something that I could do. So kudos to, and I'm going to call her out, Kirsten. Good job, Kirsten. Thanks for letting me share that. All right. Well, I want to very much tell you that we are so proud of our webinars. And I have a goal. I'm trying to double our participation. So tell a friend. And if you do, there could be a surprise for you. So please let me know if you've referred our webinar invitation to somebody to join us on a Thursday at 10. We try to keep them brief and informative and get right to the point. So with that, I'm going to say I see no question. Oh, I do see a question. Here we go. How about if we already are working with a 401k and it's already in your list, can we use PayrollCentric to report to them directly? Josephine, what's the answer?
Yes, it depends on who it is, and we can definitely explore that. So just reach out, let us know who it is, and then we can work on setup.
Okay, perfect. Gila, you know who to call. Okay. All right. Is there any other questions? Otherwise, I will bid you adieu and ask you to have a wonderful day. What do you think? Anything else? All right. You guys are awesome. Amazing.
Thank you, everyone, for joining.
Yeah. We appreciate you as being part of the PayrollCentric family, and we'll see you next week. Bye-bye for now.